Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Being Mary Jane After Show. We've got a great episode for you tonight, so stay tuned. You don't want to miss it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I was ready for that Mary Jane part.
A little old school Rick James for you. Get into it with our little Mary Jane. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody to the Being Mary Jane After Show right here on AfterBuzz TV Network. I am one of your hosts, Howard III. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Howard III. Miss Lynn, where can they find you?
Yes, I'm Elle Marie. You guys can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Elle Marie TV.
Yes, I'm loving it. Let's get into this.
Let's
It was a good episode.
It was.
It was a good one.
I really liked it. I enjoyed it.
Of course,
this one.
not as great as the last one.
Yeah, the last
week.
one they went in.
All the way in. I was like, oh, y'all really gonna do this?
We've been gone.
I know.
Don't call it a comeback. Like, okay.
But it's getting pretty good. I was a little worried how they started so high last week. I was like, how are we going to do this? How are we going to follow up? But it's a pretty good one. I liked it. I enjoyed it. So let's get into it where we see Mary Jane and Justin still going strong, open up with them in the bedroom, all, hugged up, loving up. And him pretty much telling her, let's just keep this on the low. We're not going to talk about it. Let's arrive to the studio separately. Let's just be cool about this. And her being like, can we get the title?
Right. She's like, so what are we? And he's like, are we going to do this now or things like that? Or then something he was like, something he said, tag, I should have wrote it down. Because I was like, he's so slick.
No.
And then he's telling her, oh, we need ground rules.
Yeah. Like, what?
First is a secret. Now we need ground
I
rules.
know. Like, what's going on? What exactly are ground rules?
Yeah.
Like, you just said this was your girl, but okay. I guess the rules were be professional at work. Don't overthink it. Don't talk about it.
And then they would always have each other's back. So the rules were actually nice rules once he got to them. But then it started off, it was like, okay, it's a secret. Now we have rules. I don't know how I feel about this. And then him quoting the Lion King, that was classic. I didn't know they were going to bring it up. I thought they were going to try to act like that was something he thought of. And I'm sitting here get his Lion King quoting. And then that's what Mary Jane said too. Did you just quote the Lion King?
Exactly. I was like, oh, he's trying to be slick.
Right.
He's trying to sound all nice and, Negro, please. That's the Lion King. We watch it all the time.
Right.
So he tried it though. I give him an A for effort for that.
Yeah.
But so we finally see them get into the studio, and we see that her name was Natalie. I don't know if you guys remember her, but she was the Asian American one. She's being kicked off.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, a little shake up. They let her go. And now there's room for one more person. And so now Mary Jane and Justin have to decide on who to bring in. They both have their own separate person.
Right.
How, they just said, we need to be on the same page. How did they both decide on their own people? How do you decide on just one?
When Garrett was asking them and they kind of each said a different person and then they went in the room to decide what they were going to do, it's they still decided on their own person. And I'm I thought, like you just said, I thought we were supposed to do this together. You know what I mean? Like they said, have a united front, have the same choices and decisions, and they still didn't do that. Because the thing, a lot of people I don't think really like their relationship or they want Mary Jane to be with Justin. I like them, but at the same time, I'm noticing how they're both so strong and powerful.
Yes.
Neither one of them kind of wants to bend and give away that power, and that's going to be a problem because no one, compromised in that moment. Oh, okay, well, I'll go with your person. So I don't know how this is going to work out for them down the road, but...
That's what I'm saying, because, we even saw earlier in the season, they can never agree on anything.
No.
They couldn't agree on the color in the room on one episode.
Right.
So it's how are they going to do this? And then Mary Jane brings up everybody who happened to be black. They was just, she was like, this guy, this girl, and Justin's like, no, we can't do that. Well, they already have us.
Right. They made their quota.
Exactly.
Like you said, this is no longer Obama's America. I was like, ooh, ouch.
I know.
True. It's what it is.
I mean, true, yeah. But I was like, okay, there was a point there, okay. You guys already have somebody who's black, so let's see who you guys can bring. And Justin brings his homeboy from back in the day, and she brings, I love how she said, this is Lindsay. She's woke.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
It's like she's still going to slide that agenda in there some kind of way. I see you, Mary Jane.
You better get a girl that's woke.
Right.
But, and even after all that, they go back and forth and still can't decide on a person. You think they got somebody. Garrett comes in, what's going on? And Mary Jane, no, I want my girl.
They did it again. Like, they both said a name at the same time, and then it was a different name. Like,
exactly. They're just a hot mess. It's just too much for me. But let's talk about them and this hot little romance throughout the office. I love how they go from that into the editing bay, and we see them pretty much get it on right there at the job.
Yeah, it was a very sexy scene, but at the same time, it annoyed me.
Oh, why?
Because I was like, you guys are so sloppy. Like, you're trying to hide this. So, and especially in the beginning of it, like, you guys got to still kind of act like you have that bitterness and you go back and forth. And you know what I mean? You can't let I locked the door. But yeah, well, what happens when you walk out?
That's true.
And then Mary Jane walks out right behind you. You know what I mean? Like I was saying, like, they were playing a song talking about, like, careless love or something like that. I was like, exactly. Because they are being careless.
Exactly.
But back to the fact that it was a very sexy scene, though.
Very, very sexy. I was like, okay, he's trying to teach her not to lie. Like, if I'm doing this to you, you need to still give me a lie. And I was like, that's
keep
not
a straight
fair.
face without, like, being under the pressure of this. And I was like, oh.
Like, hold on, Becky, that's not fair.
She's better than me. I was watching like, I can't. Huh?
I'm like, no, you're not going to put your little blue eyes up in here telling me I got to lie. You doing all of this. Like, this ain't gonna work. This is not gonna work for me. But go ahead, you guys do the thing. And then we also see that Justin and Mary Jane are kind of going head to head on whether or not to tell Kara about their relationship, because she's going through her own thing, trying to get money from the company, and it's eating up Mary Jane because this is her girl.
Yeah,
this is her homie. And Justin's like, no, like, it's got to be just us, us. I mean, should he feel like that? Why can't she tell her homegirl?
Because of what's going on with Kara, I can kind of see where Justin is coming from. Like, if she wasn't going through the arbitration or whatever with the company, with the network, then I would say, like, okay, no, Justin, you need to fall back. Like, I can tell her she's my best friend. She'll keep this secret. We don't have to worry about her letting anyone at the office know. But because of everything that's going on, I can understand, like, because you don't know. And it could backfire on them at the time. So, like he said, like, it's too much going on. A lot of things have been shaken up. Like, let's just keep it cool.
That's true. Because if Kara does get mad, she'd be like, well.
Yeah, because she doesn't like Justin.
Right.
And as much as, like, yeah, Mary Jane is her friend, she doesn't like Justin. He's a part of the reason why she got fired. So that might not go over well.
I just felt
if
so
she knew.
Bad. Yeah. I felt so bad for Kara. I mean, going a little bit more into her, she's just trying to win her case. Kara just wants to win her. She wants her reputation. She wants her name just to be right. And I'm just like, girl, I feel for you. She's with Orlando, who we see has a big old hangover from being out with the boys. One of the episodes.
No more.
Exactly. I'm like, sir, you should have been home, cuddled up, watching a movie, but. Do you? He wants to go out. So she's trying to take care of him. And then she's like, listen, you need to stay here tonight. We need to do practice for this court. I'm going to call Lee, call Mary Jane, and we're going to get it going. Just to realize when Mary Jane comes over, she's not with Lee anymore.
Right.
Which I thought she told Kara, but apparently not.
I thought she did too. But yeah, like I said, clearly she didn't. But all that practice in the editing room didn't really work for Mary Jane. Because her lying was horrible.
Yeah.
It was horrible. Even her cry when she opened, she's like, oh my God, me and Lee broke up. And I'm like, girl.
I know.
I would have stopped her there if I was Kara. Like, that's your best friend. You know when she's like really crying for real or not. But yeah, so she just kind of, with Mary Jane, she just went into it too much. And her Angelina Jolie lie. And she's bringing all the kids and and they close the door. She leaves, and Kara closes the door and turns around to Orlando like, she's lying.
She's lying.
She's lying.
You definitely
like
could tell.
you could tell. But then I feel like that put a little more on Kara's plate because she's so concerned about Orlando and the whole thing with the wives, with the WAGs, trying to fit in with them, her job, and now like her best friend is going through a breakup and lying to her about it. Like she's going through a lot right now.
She is. She's just going through way too much. I'm like, Kara, you need to take some of this off your plate.
Right.
But the whole thing about that lie is when Mary Jane told the stylist story.
She did.
I was rolling. Mary Jane sat down with her stylist. He's going through a divorce with his partner, you know, trying to have a baby. His partner walks out, leave him a note. Mary Jane, well, me and Lee were trying to have a baby, and he walked out on me. I said, Mary.
Like, I was surprised she even added that part. I was like, no, Mary. I felt like, no, Mary, not that part. Leave that part out. I was like, I knew something was wrong. He didn't show up to sign the fertility contract.
What?
I didn't know you guys were trying to have a baby. And then you see she got shook a little bit. Yeah. It's like, forget it, I'm in there. Like, let's just keep going with it.
I was like, Mary Jane, are you serious?
It's almost a good idea, though, like, because it's already a story you've heard,
true.
so you can kind of just go with it. So if they have questions, because you had questions with the stylist, so you, like, know the answer.
That is true.
It's kind of a good idea.
But I'm like, if you didn't tell Kara you were going to the fertility specialist.
Yeah, like I said, that part, she should have left it.
That's when I'm like, wait, you never said nothing about trying to have... Y'all were trying to do it naturally. Now you're going to a specialist?
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
I think that was another little, like, light bulb for Kara. Like, okay.
And poor Kara. But one thing good about Kara is when she did go to her arbitration meeting, she was like, listen, you got to go. The head guy, she was like, you commented on too many things of my personal life that has nothing to do with this case. She got him kicked out, brought somebody else in, but as she thinks she's out of the woods, we see Garrett talk to Justin saying, you need to knock this off. Somehow you need to stop Kara from getting this money. Yeah. Which is a pretty low blow.
He was like, but you have to do whatever it takes to get her off, you know, so we don't have to pay her, basically.
Yes. And I'm like, she just wants her reputation.
Yeah.
That's pretty low.
And what she's owed, like, give her her money.
Exactly. So, of course, Kara has this big, just ghost look on her face when she sees Justin sitting there giving his testimony, which I was like, wow.
Yeah. And I was wondering how this was going to play out because now, Justin, you are involved with her best friend. So you really can't, you can, but you shouldn't throw her under the bus or stab her in the back. And it seemed like at first, like, that's what he was doing. Like, he kind of said some things that did not work in Kara's favor.
Right.
And then she confronted him about it. He's like, I'm just stating facts and stuff like that. But it's like, you could have, but I mean, I guess that's him being stuck between a rock and a hard place because Garrett is like, do whatever it takes. And then it's like, you don't want to piss off Mary Jane.
Right.
Like I said, that's her best friend. So.
I mean,
he was in a tough spot.
I mean, he's still got loyalty towards Kara, I think, just because he is messing with Mary Jane, and he knows Garrett's a douchebag. So it's like, come on. But we do see him turn a leaf.
Yes.
When he's like, okay, Garrett, listen. After Mary Jane went up in there and said, babe, what you doing this month?
What's happening now?
Exactly. This my homegirl, like. It's a package here. What you trying to do? He went back to Garrett. Justin went back to Garrett and said, listen, I think we can win. Yeah. Just give her the title, senior producer, which was simple. That's all she wanted. Yeah. Same pay.
And just bring her back. There was nothing, and I was a little slow at that part. Because she was walking down and I was like, okay, while Kara's walking, name badge. I was like, Justin. Like, it took me a little minute, but I got it. But yeah, so I'm glad he did do that. Like he sided with the fact that I have to have Mary Jane's back, and by having her back, then I have to have her best friend's back. I have to have Kara's back, and get her job back. And like he said, like it won't cost you guys anything. Just bring her back on.
Exactly.
It's gonna be worse you guys dragging this out. She's, Kara's a fighter and she's feisty. She was I feel like even though with Justin's testimony at first, she was going to keep coming for them.
Me too.
And I feel like she would have won and got the money. So let's just settle, bring her back in, give her a title, call it a day.
That's what I'm saying. Now, do you think she's still low-key, like, blacklisted within the company? You think Garrett's still going to try to maybe hold this one segment, hold another segment, like try to pick and choose?
He possibly might, yeah. Like, even though it's like they gave her that title, he may then still give her certain stories or try to keep her away from like the bigger stories and things like that.
I think so too. Like put her more just on desk work. Like no, or
he's conniving.
You go and meet with now who we know the new girl, which was her name Danny Holmes. I think Holmes.
It's either Holmes or Hollins or something. Danny. Right. We'll just go with Danny.
We'll go with Danny.
Danny H.
Danny H. We see a new one, Danny H, who is an internet star, pretty much. I mean, what did you call her?
I called her Tommy Knockoff. I forget Tommy's last name, but yeah, you know the girl she got fired from the show that she was, a network show, new show that she was on. Very, very opinionated about race.
Right.
Racist at times. Very loud and boisterous. So I feel like this character is kind of
based off of her.
A little bit.
I can see that because both started off with the internet, YouTube.
Yeah.
Both speaking their opinion, their mind, even though it's a little racist. Yeah. But they still speak it. But go ahead. But we see her come in, and we think Mary Jane is gonna have nothing in common with her. She busted out them news tops and said, listen, we can, not only will I throw you some shade and make it classy, but I'll make you like me too.
Right.
And I love that about Mary Jane.
I did too. I was like, because I was watching, like, I had anxiety about that part because I feel like I know that Mary Jane wants to go in. I know she wants to rip her apart, but she's not at the old network anymore, so she can't really do all of that. And you have to have this brave face on, and it's like, it's kind of like sometimes where it's like, is she being a sellout because she can't really go in, but at the same time, she's the anchor of this show. So if she wants to, keep her job and keep progressing. And at the time, it's like, she wasn't, the Danny girl wasn't really saying anything that was too bad. She was saying things that you could disagree with,
right?
But it wasn't disrespectful. So for me, it's like, I don't think she was a sellout. I don't think Mary Jane was a sellout, but it's just hard because it's like, that she wants to go in on her. She just wants to rip her apart. Because even Justin was in her ear like, don't take the bait. Because she said something about the people that built this country and things like that. Like and you can kind of see the little twitch in Mary Jane's face. Like, but he's like, don't take the bait. So she had to keep it classy. And like we said, a little subtle shade. I'm going to still get you. But yeah, but now do we feel like it backfired by her not doing that?
Exactly. It did.
Because it seemed like, like you said, like they had something in common. The interview went well. Like they kind of, bonded or whatever. And then so Garrett is like, hey, let's bring her on.
Exactly. Which I didn't even see coming.
Not at all.
I'm like, you have two people, which the first guy you could tell was clearly nervous in his interview. Yeah. The other girl, Lindsay, looked like she was calm, cool, collected. And Garrett's like, I'm not going with any of them.
Yeah.
Bring on her. She's got the following, which makes sense. I mean, nowadays social media is it. So she's got the following. She's something people will talk about. Might as well bring her on.
Yeah.
She might get Mary Jane a run for her money.
She might. I am so interested to see how this is going to go.
Like, how are they going to do that? Like, just have her on the field? Are they going to bring her in to interview? Yeah. Like, she might be a tough one.
She's going to be a tough one. Because even, like, during the interview, Mary Jane had her little fake smile going on with her, like, okay.
I was like, man.
Yeah. But speaking of smiles, I know we all need to kind of get our smile corrected and get it right. So we have Smile Direct Club, who uses cutting-edge technology to help you straighten your teeth and avoid visits to the dentist's office, which can cost up to 60% and can save you up to 60% from those visits, co-pays and everything like that. I know my mom wished she had seen this when I had my braces. Okay, you have two ways to pay for this. You have a single pay, which would be $1,850, so $1,850. And then there's Smile Pay, which is a monthly pay. So you have $95 a month for 2 years. And it can even be cheaper with insurance. So I know that's a lot because braces cost a lot. Trust me, I know. So also with at-home impressions, so that's how you save on those doctor visits. They send you a kit, you do your impressions, they send it back, and then they send you the aligner.
Ooh, okay.
So some treatments can take an average to 6 months, even as little as 3 months. Like, I'm really feeling like, where were they when I had my braces for 4 years? I would rather the 6 to 10 months, or even throughout. My teeth were too messed up for 3 months. But so yeah, this can also be used for people like me who have had braces and you didn't wear your retainer, because your teeth will spread and separate again, and you'll be in the same dilemma if you don't wear your retainer. So if that's you, you can also take advantage of this. So all you have to do is go to SmileDirectClub.com, use the promo code AFTERBUZZ, and you'll save 50% off on your home impression. So SmileDirectClub.com, promo code AFTERBUZZ. It's not available in North Carolina though, so just move to another state real quick and get it sent there.
I'm people in North Carolina.
Yeah. But make sure you go to that website if you need if you were looking into braces. This is a very much cheaper option.
Yes, I'm here for it. That's a nice little thing.
Like I said, I really wish.
I know. I'm gonna look into that real quick. But yeah, so they got that little smile. Hopefully she gonna use Smile Direct, because Mary Jane's smile was looking good.
It was.
It was a nice little smile on there. I was feeling it. So we finally get back into Mary Jane and Justin and their whole thing about. I'm still confused on the whole. Let's keep it a secret. Let's not. Let's do it, but let's not do it. Basically, at the end, he got his brownie points for getting Kara back in.
Yeah. But
she, to me, is still a little hesitant. Well, she was feeling happy. She was feeling...
Who, Kara?
Yes. Okay. Oh, sorry, Mary Jane. Oh, no. She was feeling really happy with Justin at the end. And we see that Kara sees what's going on. Yeah. Like, Kara peeps Mary Jane being happy with Justin. Next thing you know, they cut it off.
Next week, the cat's out the bag. I don't know. But see, this goes back to what I was saying about them being sloppy. Because they were still too close to each other, and, you know, during times like, okay, this is more than a producer-anchor relationship. Like, you can't get close to someone like that. You guys are working together a lot. You will get close, but we're not fools, you know what I mean? And people aren't stupid. If they see you a little too close, a little too chummy, they know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, the stylist, he could see it. You know, he called her out on it. You know what I mean? When she was talking about the breakup, with Lee, he called her out on that. So there was another moment with the two of them. And I feel like I wish Justin had, because to me, it was more so Mary Jane that was kind of like not drawing the line of, you know, let's stay on this side of it while we're at work. You know what I mean? And I kind of wish Justin had have stepped up and like checked her like, okay, MJ, remember, we're at work. You know what I mean? Because there was one moment where before the thing with Kara, where Kara caught them, they're kind of standing close. Well, she actually almost caught them at this moment. They were standing really close, and she was like, well, Mary Jane was like, well, don't tell me, like, as a producer, come out, tell me, like, basically, like, as my boyfriend, like, how well I did. Yeah. And he started putting his hand, like, towards the small of her back, and then, like, Kara walks up and... But why are you guys doing that? You're standing in the middle of the office.
Exactly. You think they're just so much in like this honeymoon state?
No.
They just got these puppy dog eyes.
You guys have been through so much. Your job is on the line. Listen,
That's
I know, like, I'm lying. It's Michael Ealy. I might have. I would have been the same way. I would have been able to help myself, but no. You guys have been through so much.
In the lunchroom, in the corner. I mean, they went to the editing room. They could that could be their spot.
That could be their spot. Like, I still didn't like that, but fine. You guys at least were hiding. You guys were standing in the middle of the office. Yeah. Then you were in Mary Jane's office, which has glass doors. They're gonna make me curse. Like, what are y'all doing? I don't understand it.
I don't get it either.
I'm sorry. That annoyed me so much.
Yeah, because they're really like slacking on it.
Yeah. And I get it. Like, it's so fresh, and Mary Jane is so like into him, but you gotta like hold it back, hold it in, you know, and it makes it better for later on. Because now you have this pent up like, you know, energy, because you've been waiting to get it out all day. So you just go home like, you know, hop on them like, hey.
Exactly, like, hey, what's up? How you doing?
Oh, speaking of that, can we talk about their little like sex life and their little sex rules? First of all, Justin has a thing for rules.
I know. I'm like, why is he so
But
strict?
these rules were making me nervous. Like, he was telling her the like sex rules, and I was like, I'm scared. He was like, no safe words. When we start, there's no stopping. I was like, no safe words?
Oh, well. But I'm like, what if you just choke and, you choking
No
me?
safe words.
No, because you're not just going, you're not going to do that to me. If you see me about to pass out, that's the safe word. Because I'm not going to do this to you. No, this ain't going to work here. We need bananas, something.
I don't think bananas is safe when he might start to use one or something. But I don't know. I was like, okay. At first it was like, oh yeah, rules. Yeah, when I do this, then we can't stop. No stopping. No safe words. I was like, whoa. Then he was like, what did he say? Like, you're all mine, or you like you have to take it all, or something like that. Like
something to that
like
effect.
how far are you going with this?
He said, I'm just going in. Listen, he's in honeymoon stage. They're like so happy.
I'm clutching my little fake pearls. Like, he makes me nervous.
I know, and I'm interested to see a little bit more of his background story too. Like, why is he like this? What's the whole no rules thing, and just everything got to be kept secret, secret. Which is I understand because low key, if I had a work boo, I'd be like, we don't even know that we are not together. Don't show up when I show up. Don't go to lunch when I go to lunch. Just know after work it's on.
Right.
So I understand.
And it can be done. I had coworkers, legit, it's not me. Because every time someone says,
I know.
Like, it really wasn't me. But I had coworkers that they did a really good job of that. I was friends with them, so I knew, but like other people did not know. They ended up leaving that job and moving to another state together. And that's when everyone found out. Because then it was like, oh, so-and-so's moving to here. Oh, so-and-so's moving here too. You know what I mean? So it can be done where you actually can keep it from people and they not know. So don't fill each other up in the middle of the office.
I know. They just didn't care.
They didn't.
And then she was over there. I knew she was happy, but she's on set giggling and looking at him to the side.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, I get it. This man is beautiful, but you're at work. You're in front of cameras at that, in front of your colleagues. You can't just be.
That man is dangerous, clearly, because I know it's a fictitious TV show, but still, he's very fine, and I feel like the way she's giggling and can't control herself, he's putting it down. That's dangerous. Fine, and
I'm too fine. See, that's why she can't keep it under wraps. That's why. Now I understand.
Now we get it.
She getting it at the house, and he fine, and you work with him, so you see him every day. Right. It's like y'all live together.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah. I can't fault Mary Jane for anything. It's like he's fine. I believe he's putting it down, and he's successful. Does he have any kids? I don't think he has kids. I don't think so either. Can I call him?
Can I get a flight to New York real quick, please? Just one way ticket. Just one way.
Just one way. That's all I need.
We'll see how it goes when I get there. And speaking of New York, let's talk about Niecy.
Yeah.
I love seeing her, how they're still putting the family back in a little by little. But Niecy was trying to get to New York. She's done with them dudes in Atlanta. She said they all trifling. One of them made her pay.
I was like, that's the world we live in now, though. And then he said, like, I'll pay for the rest. I'll give you the money for the rest. Come back to my house or something like that. Like, what do you think this is?
Exactly.
And the rest was like $5 or something like that. Like, boy.
I was like, Negro, no. Not you try to lead it. Well, my play cousin, he owned the place. I could get you a discount anytime. And, I got the hookup here. Pull out, ripped $10 at that.
At that.
Like he
folded up like it got
found it on the floor.
Right.
I said, "Come on, my brother, you could have run by the bank real quick. Nobody had change at the gas station.
Right.
When you saw it, you couldn't say, "Hey, give me another 10." Go on, son. Oh my god.
You couldn't like spray it, then iron it. No, we can't do that either.
She said,
Raggedy.
I'm done. So she tells her homegirl, she gets back to her house, tells her homegirl, listen, let's get on this little app. She gets on the app, just flipping left. Nobody.
I've done that so much. You just start swiping left so much, then you accidentally swipe left on someone you wanted to. You're like, because you just go on autopilot, like, derp, 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 derp. But I will say, the guy that she was like, I'm going to change my location. I'm over these Atlanta dudes. Goes to New York to find a boo. I was like, he looks trifling too.
I know.
He's light skinned with a lot of tattoos, and his like handler, his little username was something hustler.
Yes,
that equals trife. Light skinned tattoos hustler trife.
I was like, Niecy, are you serious? Are you serious right now?
Then the mom, MJ's mom, convinced Niecy to go to New York because they want to figure out what's really going on with her.
Right.
And then Niecy's like, oh, yeah. So she hits up the boo like,
guess I gotta go.
Gotta go to New York. But back to kind of that, like, Mary Jane's mom wanting to know what's really going on because she called Lee in the last episode to kind of see like why they broke up.
And Lee spilled the beans.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, but Mary Jane's like, okay, so why are you so happy? You should seem distraught and things like that.
Glow.
It's something you're not telling me. I have to figure it out. And now I have to kind of spy on you because, I have to pull it out of you. Or I got to send Niecy to do it.
Yes. I couldn't believe it. I said, Mama, don't play. She said, no, it's a glow.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
What's going on here?
Niecy, I'll watch the kids for a little bit.
Right.
But just a while now. You go to New York and we'll get you up there and you see what's going on. But my thing is, maybe Niecy is going to lose track of why she's going to be up there. I mean, should we get into predictions real quick? Because I'm a little...
Yeah, let's go.
I'm kind of ready for it.
Let's go.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Yes. So I predict Niecy is going to get off track when she gets to New York. Of course, she's going to get into something only Niecy can get into.
Yeah.
She's going to meet up with the boy. He's either going to be, hustling at the trap house. She's going to get caught up again with the police. She might get there for a night. Say, hey, auntie, tell her what's going on. Tell MJ, like, listen, I'm up here for this, that, and the third. And also see this guy. So you keep my secret, I'll keep yours.
Right. That sounds like Niecy. She probably would do that.
I see that coming. What about you? What are your predictions?
My predictions are I'm a little nervous because we saw the clip for next week that the cat is out of the bag and everyone is now going to know about Mary Jane and Justin's relationship. And Garrett was kind of didn't like that and he's going to pull Justin off of her assignments and things like that. Yeah. So now I'm nervous for Mary Jane's spot in the anchor chair because now she's gonna get rattled up. She doesn't do well with she doesn't react well to things that she doesn't like.
Right.
So she may rub someone the wrong way and kind of go off on someone, or she just may not bounce back from the fact that Justin is not there helping her anymore. Even though she does have Kara, but like we said earlier, we feel like she might be blackballed within the office. So at this point, I feel like no one's gonna have Mary Jane's back. And she's not going to react well to that. So her spot in the anchor chair, I feel like, is going to be on the line.
Oh, that's a tough one. I think so, too. That might come through.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks so good next week. Yeah, it does. It looks so good. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Everybody. And especially when Garrett says, I don't really like office romances. And he's expressed that.
Yeah, so why were you...
Exactly. When
going back to that part.
When Lindsay, the girl who Mary Jane was trying to get hired, Garrett even said Lindsay and Aaron had something going on in the past, and I don't like office romances. Right. That should have clicked.
Exactly.
We definitely need, because I think he said it even before in the past. So.
Right. So that definitely should have made her kind of be a little more careful.
Yeah. Next week, he's definitely gonna let her know, either you end it. And I can't fire y'all, but end it or else. Yeah. Pretty much. But it looks like a good one.
It's going to be a good one. I can't wait for next week.
I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited out there too. We appreciate you guys checking in with us on our after show. If you're new to AfterBuzz, hello. If you're returning, what's up? Of course, give us 5 stars on iTunes and make sure to download our episodes. And you can tweet us also. Use the hashtag ABTVBMJ for us to see your tweets. And we appreciate you guys. Once again, I am Howard III. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Howard III. Of course, my website, howardthird.com. Miss Elle Marie, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at ElleMarieTV.
Yes.
Make sure you guys follow me. Hit the follow.
Definitely hit that follow. We will see you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.